Good evening, welcome. I'm Zakir Jacob. The much-anticipated Panchayat polls in West Bengal have recorded a voter turnout of over 66%, but the violence continues in the state. BJP President JP Nadda has spoken to the Bengal BJP chief Sukanta Majumdar, as well as the leader of the opposition Shubhendu Adhikari, over the ongoing unrest that the state has seen. Also, the Home Minister's office has sought a report from the state BJP chief about the level of violence. Multiple incidents of violence have been reported in the state. On election day, a polling booth in Cooch Behar was vandalized and a ballot box was set on fire in Dinhata. The violent incidents during the ongoing elections have claimed 2 more lives today, bringing the total death toll in just the day of poll over the last 24 hours to 19. Meanwhile, politics over the poll violence continues to escalate. The ruling TMC has alleged that 3 party workers have been murdered and 1 was shot in the leg in Bhangar. While West Bengal Congress leader and advocate Kaustav Bagchi has approached the Calcutta High Court to declare the Panchayat polls null and void because of this violence.
पश्चिम बंगाल में चुनाव की घोषणा यानी कि लोकतंत्र की हत्या की शुरुआत, लोगों के साथ मारपीट, गोलीबारी, बम धमाके, आगजनी, ये आम बात हो जाती है।
मेरा ये भी मानना है कि जहाँ पर सेंट्रल फोर्सेस हैं, जहाँ पर बंगाल के राज्यपाल खुद फील्ड में जा रहे हैं, सवाल ये उठता है कि वो बीजेपी सीपीएम को कंट्रोल क्यों नहीं कर पा रहे हैं।
All right, joining us this evening, Bharti Ghosh is national spokesperson of the BJP, Riju Datta is spokesperson of the Trinamool Congress, Professor Dinesh Varshni of the CPI is joining us, and Gargi Nandi Roy, a political analyst, also joining us. Bharti Ghosh, the contention by the TMC is all of this violence is at the behest of the BJP, and if you've had more than half the polling stations manned by central paramilitary forces, then why are you still complaining? It was your job to rein in the violence.
Thank you. Thank you for asking me this question. This is not an election. This was not an election. It was a carnival of death. The Trinamool Congress is celebrating the death of 15 people today, 36 people in total. And indeed a very dark day for democracy because the entire thing was a Tandav dance. Bloodshed continued unabated. Booths were vandalized. There were extensive damage to property. The presiding and polling officers were attacked. The ballot boxes were hijacked, taken away. And the police, the state police, publicly cried helpless. You know, this attitude, this aggressiveness, this confidence, that's no parwa. Nothing is going to happen to us. We can loot votes, we can kill people, we can do anything because our Chief Minister is Mamata Banerjee. Let me tell you that central forces were deployed because we brought in the central forces by arguing the case in the Honorable High Court. The High Court specifically ordered 50-50 deployments in all the booths. But let me tell you that according to the rules of engagement, the central forces are to be deployed by the superintendent of police to whom they had reported. But since last night, even in T-1 and today, no visible deployment of central force anywhere. And it is an absolutely pathetic situation. The central force were kept garaged and there was no route marching, no visible movement, no giving assurance of security to the voters. And the entire thing was a day of death, not a day of election, a day of death.
Okay, so let me ask Riju Datta, at the end of the day, you are the state government, law and order comes under your purview, and you are manning, the state police were manning more than 50% of the booths. Why are we seeing this level of violence? There was violence in Cooch Behar, there was violence in Bhangar. 19 people have died just on election day, Riju Datta.
Let me be very blunt and let me be very straightforward that every loss of life is condemnable. We never wanted that. TMC and all the central leadership of TMC has always said that we wanted a peaceful election. But a script was written, Zaka. A script was written by the leader of opposition, Shubhendu Adhikari, aided by all the opposition parties together to show that there is violence in Bengal. Now let me give you hard facts, because people can read from a script, they cannot falsify the facts. The loss of lives and violence has taken place in 63 booths. You know how many total booths are there? 61,450. Out of the total loss of life, that is 36, the number that stands today. 22 are Trinamool Congress cadres, which is more than 65% of my people, my co-workers, my party members have been killed. Out of the total districts in West Bengal, more than 60% of districts has not reported a single case of violence. So what is the bottom line? The visuals that you are showing on your screen, ballots are being burnt. You know where that is? Where the ballot box is being burnt? It's in Dinhata. Where is Dinhata? Dinhata is in Kuch Bihar district. Who's the member of parliament of Kuch Bihar? The deputy home minister of India, Nishit Pramanik from BJP.
But sir, you're missing. No, sir. You're missing the point. The point is law and order is still within your purview. In this day and age, you know, in the 21st century, if 19 people have to die on polling day, I mean, we used to talk about UP and Bihar and lawlessness on election day in UP and Bihar. Surely, Bengal with its education levels, its cultural forwardness, why should 19 people die on election day?
I will give you the answer. The entire BJP along with the opposition went to High Court demanding central forces. 627 companies of central forces were deployed in Bengal. We have seen visuals where the BJP to win this election has airlifted border security forces. They have compromised national security. But where are those central forces? Where are those central forces? What is the election commission doing? Ms. Bharati Ghosh, where are the central forces? Please do not lie on national TV. You are party of murderers. Where are you? You are going to the election. You have killed my fellow co-workers. Where is the central force? Central force comes under the central government. Where are the central forces? You are a bunch of murderers who have committed murders in the state of West Bengal. Because you know you have lost the election. Because you know you have no legs to stand on. That is why you have created this violence and murder and death. Where are the central forces? Answer this. Why is Shubhendu Adhikari? I have a letter here.
Okay, 1 second. I'm going to pull back from both Riju Datta as well as Bharati Ghosh. I believe Ravishankar Prasad, 1 second, senior leader of the BJP, speaking on the Bengal violence. I want to go to that first, and then I'll go across to both our guests, the remaining guests as well. Yeah, quickly, Ravishankar Prasad.
बंगाल में आज जो ग्राम पंचायत के चुनाव हो रहे हैं, उसमें हिंसा का तांडव हो रहा है. अभी तक 1 दर्जन से अधिक लोग मारे जा चुके हैं और बड़ी संख्या में लोग घायल हैं. ममता जी, आपने अपने बंगाल को कहां पहुंचा दिया? एक समय बंगाल लोकतंत्र की जननी थी, राष्ट्रीय जागरण का केंद्र था. सुभाष चंद्र बोस का बंगाल, गुरुदेव रविन्द्रनाथ टैगोर का बंगाल, ईश्वरचंद्र विद्यासागर का बंगाल. कोई चुनाव होगी तो लाश गिरना जरूरी है क्या? और ममता जी, मुझे आपसे एक सवाल पूछना है कि पहले बिहार सहित बाकी प्रदेशों में भी बहुत लाशें गिरती थी. अब तो चुनाव आयोग की सख्ती के कारण वो काफी कम हो गया. आपके यहां भी लोकसभा के चुनाव होते हैं तो चुनाव आयोग की सख्ती के कारण हिंसा थोड़ी कम होती है. लेकिन जब आपकी सरकार ग्राम पंचायत का चुनाव करवा रही है तो क्या हो रहा है और कितने लोग मारे जाएंगे, क्यों मारे जाएंगे? सेंट्रल फोर्सेस को भी कायदे से काम नहीं करने दिया जा रहा है. कोई सहयोग नहीं मिल रहा है जमीन पर. ममता जी की पुलिस एक प्रकार से पॉलिटिकल आउटफिट के रूप में काम करती है, क्योंकि मुझे मालूम है कि जो कुछ ईमानदार प्रभावी पुलिस वाले हैं उनको उचित प्रोत्साहन नहीं मिलता या काम करने नहीं दिया जाता।
All right, that was Ravi Shankar Prasad, senior BJP leader. Let me go back to our guest. Gargi Nandi Roy is also joining us, and so is Professor Dinesh Varshni. Gargi Nandi Roy, the contention by the TMC is a large majority of the people who have died in this violence, 19 died today, of which more than 6 or 7 were TMC workers. So if this entire thing was orchestrated by the TMC, Gargi Nandi Roy, then why are a large majority of the people who died also happening to be TMC members?
Zaka, whoever is dying is a very sad thing. My heart bleeds when I see a mother from Bengal crying and howling on the loss of her son. Doesn't matter who has died. And it is the responsibility of the TMC because they are in power. And why are they dying? I'll tell you, the first death in the morning happened, he was an independent candidate who was an erstwhile TMC person who had filed nomination as an independent. The day started with his killing. So there are intra-party fight in the TMC. Block president and MLAs are fighting.
Riju, 1 second. Riju, come on. Riju, 1 second, please. Riju, 1 second. Let Professor Gargi finish. I'll come back to you. Yeah.
Zaka, why? Let's understand the Riju, Zaka, the thing is, if you see from a sociological point of view, a professor is there, because of this abject poverty, and the left is also responsible because 34 years of left rule had also witnessed this kind of violence, and they had driven away the industries. TMC has driven away all industries. So a cottage industry of bomb making has flourished. So Panchayat has become a source of revenue generation for the people in the village, and the money goes up to the top. And because of that money, people who are staying together, celebrating together, they are killing each other. I mean, this is so sad. And in Keshpur, it's openly seen, there are rigging happening. And what is the central forces are not properly deployed. The IG of BSF has questioned the State Election Commission that information of sensitive booths were not given. They are killing their own people. There are intra-party fight. The independents who are erstwhile independent people who were TMC candidates before, and now they are standing as independent because they didn't get ticket.
Let me ask Professor Dinesh Varshni. Let me ask Professor Dinesh Varshni.
1 second,
you cannot accuse. One second, I'm coming back to you. Professor Dinesh Varshni, you cannot accuse just the TMC or the BJP of violence, because political violence in Bengal is as old as perhaps the state itself. For the last 30, 40 years, and certainly since the left was ruling, the spectre of political violence has always been the case in election time in Bengal. So why are you blaming the TMC and the BJP? This has been the history of the state.
Look, it is better for the BJP, TMC to not to pass their failure of bucks on the left. Left have never allowed this type of violence. Left have never allowed this type of communal violence, but Subhendu Adhikari has said that Hindus are not allowed to vote. Left has never allowed not to allow the candidates or independent candidate to file the nomination. Please see the ratio, how many independent candidates have won during the 35 years of left rule. It is all rubbish. This is a matter of shame. It's a shame on the democracy what the TMC and BJP has done. They were known to it from where the bombs are coming. The central forces as well as Bengal police. They were known to it from where the kattas are coming. They were known to the roots of that. Why have they not taken the preventive measures?
Professor Varshni, may I remind you, 20 years ago, sir, 1 second. Sir, 1 second.
They are playing a
20 years ago, when the left front, this was the Buddhadev Bhattacharya government, when it was in power and local body elections happened in 2003, 46 people died. Today, 19 people. I'm not saying that, every death is condemnable. Not a single life should be lost just because there are elections. But the level of violence and the number of deaths was more than twice when the left was in power in 2003.
Look, Jakka, please try to understand one thing.
Well, 1 second.
The availability of the police, the availability of the central forces, the availability of the police at that time was much, much lesser than today. The information network at that time was much, much lesser than today. You cannot say that 30 years ago what has happened will be allowed will be compared to today. It is all rubbish. The BJP and TMC is playing a fixed match to divert the attention of the people of Bengal to not to vote for left. Before coming to your show, I have called my Bengal leadership. They told that the maximum violence is been allowed by the BJP and TMC to happen in those areas where left is stronger, where left was going to win.
Sir,
this is how they do
okay,
it.
I'm not sure about that. The maximum violence we've seen is in Cooch Behar in North Bengal. We've seen also in Murshidabad, where I believe the Congress, it's Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary sort of area. But let me ask Riju, at the end of the day, Riju Datta, no, one second, Riju, the fact remains, sir, one second, please yield. Riju Datta, the fact remains that today 19 people have died, and they have died on your watch. They have died, the TMC is in power. You can argue till the cows come home about political violence, BJP doing this, Deputy Home Minister, so on and so forth. Fact remains that these deaths are while the TMC is in power. And you owe an explanation.
No, Zaka, one second. Let me clarify. The TMC is the ruling government of West Bengal. But the police and 627 companies of central forces are at the disposal of the State Election Commission. And the State Election Commissioner who was appointed by the governor of the state. What has TMC got to do with this? I am showing a letter to you. Everybody is giving big dialogues. See this letter. This letter, 1 second, Bharati Ghosh. Can I finish my point, Zaka?
1 second, ma'am, let him finish. Ma'am, I'll come to you, let him finish, yeah. Riju, finish. No, I don't think this is an excuse. This is not an excuse. I'm sorry, no.
Let me finish. Please let me finish. On 7th of July, that is yesterday, Advocate Suryanil Das of Calcutta High Court, appearing on behalf of Shubhendu Adhikari, sent a legal notice to Sri Satish Chandra Budakoti, IPS Inspector General BSF. Shubhendu Adhikari has sent a legal notice to the IG of BSF, quoting that you have done contempt of High Court, you have not deployed the forces. So it is BJP versus BSF now. Who controls the BSF? The central government. Who is running the central government?
Riju, you're still not answering the question as to why. You know, there was a time when we used to say political violence was staple in UP and Bihar. Today it's staple in Bengal. And you have, I mean, like I said, it's not a new phenomena. When the left was there, maybe the level of violence was much more. But you have done nothing to change course. So let me ask Bharti Ghosh. No, one second. Sir, one second. I've given you time. Let me ask Bharti Ghosh, why is a senior police official of the BSF who reports into the Home Ministry at the center writing to Shubhendu Adhikari saying that you have failed? Surely there's a problem there. Half the polling booths were manned by CAPF.
These are all lies. IGBSF has specifically stated that the central force, which was supposed to be deployed by the State Election Commission, reported to the superintendents of police. They were dispatched in time, they were garaged, they were not deployed, and they could not reach the booths. Absolutely, the thought and the planning and strategy of the state government. But according to the rules of engagement, let me finish. According to the rules of engagement, the superintendent of police are responsible for deployment of the force. The SPs were told in stateside. I am telling you, the SPs were told in stateside not to dispatch the central force. You have 65,000 central force. 65,000 central force. You did not deploy them adequately. And now you are coming and saying the name of Shubhendu Adhikari 100 times. Was Shubhendu Adhikari responsible for deployment of the force? Was Shubhendu Adhikari responsible for operating the CCTV? Was Shubhendu Adhikari responsible for conducting the elections in the booth? You are a shameless government. You are already shameless. You brought shame to the people of Bengal. And you are bouncing now to the carnival of death. No one of these people are here on national television is going to compensate for the loss of all these 36 people who have died.
Okay. One second. Let me pull back. Let me go to Professor Gargi Nandi Roy. Professor Roy, the problem is that there has been political violence associated in Bengal when the Congress was ruling, then the left was ruling, and now the TMC is ruling. And who knows, maybe if at all, that's how it's destined. If the BJP were to come to power in Bengal, there will still be political violence. What I am hard pressed to understand is, how is it that in a state where the education levels are so high, all social indicators are so high, why should there be violence in this day and age? I mean, we talked about violence in UP. UP used to be known for political violence. We just had local body elections in Uttar Pradesh just a few weeks back. Not a single instance of somebody dying because of political violence in UP. That is the state which is supposedly the most backward in this country, or used to be the most backward in this country. And the state that was supposedly the most forward in this country is still seeing 19 people dead on election day. Why?
Yeah, because UP has a CM who has really ruled it very well. We need somebody like that in West Bengal. And Zaka, yes, the culture, West Bengal was known for its culture and all. But unfortunately, the political rot has gone so deep in the society that has led to a socio-cultural degeneration in Bengal. So it is very sad. You need somebody with the will to serve and to control this, and the ability to control that. You need someone. And Mamata Banerjee does not have. Mamata Banerjee wants power at any cost. The police of West Bengal have been threatened that if TMC loses, they will be transferred and given punishment posting. So what will the police do? Police is totally controlled by the state. The central forces are not deployed properly. They are not given information about the sensitive booths. That's what the IG BSF has written a letter to question the State Election Commission. So, today, I think Mamata Banerjee, I find the analogy of Lady Macbeth. You remember Lady Macbeth has so much blood in her hand. All the water of the Ganga cannot wipe off the blood stain from Mamata Banerjee's hands, Riju. She is like the Lady Macbeth of today. No Ganga water will wipe off the stains of blood from her hand.
Okay.
The kind of things you have done.
One second. Professor Varshini wanted to come. Professor Varshini, why did you say, what were you saying that you are wrong? What do you mean by what Professor Gargi was saying was wrong?
Look, with due respect to Professor Gargi as well as to you, Jakka, it is absolutely a wrong information that there was no violence in UP during the municipal election or Nagar Nigam Chunav. The candidates were not allowed to file the nomination by the state police. The state police acted on behest of the government. The state police did not allow the voters to go out of their houses, especially in the Muslim areas. It is hundreds of such examples are there in UP.
Sir, so what are you saying? Sir, we've had a very peaceful election in Uttar Pradesh just a few weeks back. Please, I understand your political compulsions. I understand your political compulsions. That's fair enough. But that, sorry. No, please. No, you can abuse. I have no problems. But let's not speak counter to facts on the ground. Facts on the ground were, it was by and large a very peaceful election in UP. I am trying to ask you, Professor Varshini, and I'm asking all the panelists today, if UP can have peaceful polls, why can't Bengal? Surely that can't be so hard.
There was no peaceful poll in UP. There was no peaceful poll. Ask Akhilesh Yadav.
Not true. Not true.
Communist Party leadership there.
Not true at all, sir.
CPM leadership there.
Sir, not at all true.
Political party leadership there.
Okay.
Even the Apna Dal was not allowed to file the nominations.
Okay. Riju Datta wants to make a point. Okay, Riju Datta wants to make a point. Riju Datta, yeah. Only Riju Datta on the screen, yeah.
My clear
Riju
point
Datta,
is
yeah.
if Zaka, you want to talk about Uttar Pradesh and peaceful election, is it not a fact that 92% of the seats went uncontested? Similarly, peaceful election in Tripura, 96% seats uncontested. If we do that, then you will say, oh, nobody is allowing anybody to submit their nominations in Bengal. So we will not follow that. And we will certainly not follow Bulldozer Baba Yogi Adityanath, who had 37 criminal cases against him. Sorry. And Gargi Nandi Roy, I am saying this on national television. Jaka, you should ask her to take her words back. She said the Chief Minister and the TMC has told police officers that they will be sacked or suspended if they don't act. What proof does she have? These RSS stooges come on national TV and peddle lies. Ask her to give proof or ask her to apologize. I will not stand by this.
Professor
How can
Roy.
you make a statement like this? That the Chief Minister is saying the top police officers
I
that
could
you
not
get
hear what
suspended?
Riju
He is
said.
saying that
What
you
word he
said
wanted me to
a
what?
moment
There is no
ago You said a moment ago that police officers have been instructed not to be deployed in sensitive areas, or police officers have been instructed not to act against this violence. What proof do you have? That's what Riju is asking.
We have seen, Zaka, I think you have also seen, women are telling that they are calling police. Police are not on media channel, we have seen. And the police...
No, Riju, one second. Let her answer. Riju, you asked a question. Let her answer, yeah.
Standing and eating. Riju, please. Riju, I have nothing personal against you. You are a very educated, intelligent person and you have a tough job to do. You have to defend the indefensible. 1 second. Riju, police are openly seen eating at a distance while bombs are being hurled. Bombs are being hurled at voters. When did voters die? A mother is crying, Zaka. I had tears in my eyes when he said, I asked my son to go and cast vote. And that boy was killed because a bomb was hurled. Why are you killing the voters? You send goons to houses to threaten people not to come out. And about saying people not allowed to file nomination, maximum opposition candidates were not allowed to file nomination in Diamond Harbour area. That is
Okay. No. One second. Let's have a sense of perspective here. And I want to get Bharti Ghosh. I'll give her the final word. Fact remains, Bharti Ghosh, that 20 years ago the level of violence was much higher, much higher. In fact, more than twice the people died on election day 2003 when the CPM was in power as compared to today. Yes, the level of violence is going down. Not even one life should be lost because of elections, but the fact is that the level of violence has been going down. Also, you got to contest a much larger proportion of seats this time compared to what you contested in 2018. Will you at least concede that, yes, the graph of violence is coming down and the normalization of local body elections, perhaps maybe a few years away, but it certainly is within sight?
Believe me, I speak on national television and I feel ashamed. I am at loss of words. The Honorable High Court had taken all measures to save democracy. It was specifically ordered no contractual employees as polling and presiding officers, specifically ordered CCTV should be operating everywhere, specifically ordered 50-50 central force and state police in the booths. And believe me, nothing was done. But this is an election which is monitored by the High Court. So next Tuesday, we have a hearing. We are going to present all evidence, including state police crying publicly and helplessly, which has been recorded by us saying that they are beaten up by Trinamool goons.
Okay, we'll see how that plays out. Incidentally, I'm out of time. Thank you very much. Bharti Ghosh, Riju Datta, Professor Vashni and Professor Roy. Incidentally, Tuesday is also the day we'll get the elections of these results. Generally, local body elections, panchayat elections have tended to favor the incumbent. Whether that changes, we'll have to wait till Tuesday to see. In the meanwhile, if you've been tuned in, thank you very much for your time. Good night.